Hey, welcome to the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast. What a show, gang.
Yeah, big Masked Singer debut last night. It's on again tonight at 7:30, but last night we farewelled Ryan Toadfish Moloney.
Bloody Toadie was on there, John.
Bloody Toadie.
I can't believe Mel B, she guessed Fev.
I know.
Yeah, that wasn't Fev's voice.
I can see how it absolutely could have been Fev. I put on my best Mystic Chrissie.
Jeez, you're on
performance
fire,
for a while.
Christine.
Thank you very much.
It could be the most accurate ever.
Thank
Weird
you.
to be late to the intro of a podcast.
Not at all.
Sorry about that.
And Sam just knocked him down in the aisles, didn't he, the other day when he was at a charity lunch? Oh, that hurts.
If you want to hear Sam deeply uncomfortable, please continue to listen.
Oh, we've got a rundown of when we took Pang clubbing as well.
Yeah.
You don't...
I'm still got it.
Nathan Broad, Andy Lee, Luke McGregor, all the big names.
big names.
Enjoy.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Morning, Melbourne. Welcome to your Monday.
Good morning, Christine. How are you feeling after your debut last night as a masked singer judge?
Well, look, I'm biased, but I
Yes.
thought it was a really great, fun show.
Are you kidding me?
We loved it. Peg loved it.
I can't believe Toadie
Toadfish.
was
Rebecca.
revealed. He was in the other day and he didn't tell us, not even off air.
And did you notice how good I was?
Swanee.
Because I knew and I didn't say anything.
Should have known.
obviously.
Actually, we should have our radar up when the Channel 10 personality comes up.
Yeah.
We should be watching closely. Watching Christine's sort of instincts, watch what she does, her body language.
Obviously, when he was performing, I didn't know who he was. Now that I knew who the night was, all I can hear is Toadfish Rebecca,
Right.
and I just think, what? How couldn't I have picked it up on the night?
Do you reckon it almost sounds... The voice is female almost?
Female, absolutely. That does not sound like Toadie.
Well, we're going to be catching up with him at 6:30 and finding out all the ins and outs.
Oh, wicked.
Yeah.
I can't believe we get extra toadfish.
I know,
today.
extra Toadfish time. No, it was really fun. Kit went to bed early. He's like, yeah, I'm going to go to bed early. He's just not into anything.
Oh, come on, cats.
But Peg thought it was like Christmas. She goes, I'm so excited it feels like Christmas.
Leo?
Leo also watched it and enjoyed it.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Whether you've been craving the ocean, snow, mountains or city lights, there are so many possibilities for you and your next trip.
Make up for missed holidays and explore more of Oz with whatif.com.
Jump online or on the What If app.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. If you're booking a holiday, what if it's Aussie for travel? We're talking footy!
That's right, Deano. Talking footy. It was a big night last night. I want you to talk about Josh Kennedy, your boy, the West Coast Eagles, Josh Kennedy.
Yeah.
How's this for a final game, Christine?
Give it to me.
8 goals in your final game. He announced his retirement during the week. There was a
get better than
huge
that.
crowd. Absolutely. There's nothing to gain. There's nothing on the line between West Coast and Adelaide, but just the crowd turning up to pay their respects. And they got what they wanted, Swanee, when he came out and kicked 8.
How good's football?
How good's football? What a way to go out.
We won 2 games for the season, and that felt like watching a final. I didn't even care that we lost. Just watching old Big JK kick 8, John.
Mate, that was great. I loved it because he's so loved. Yeah, even from opposition players. Yeah, I thought he's a great player, Swanee. So 700 goals, nearly 300 games. He'll go down as a West Coast legend. I think Matera, Cousins,
Yes.
Judd,
Yes.
Djakovic,
Big names.
and Kennedy. I reckon he's nearly in the top 5.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And no one
Well,
left. Like, we got nothing to cheer for this year, and the whole stadium didn't leave Swanee. It was really beautiful.
Beautiful. We're going to
what-
talk about Monday's last game.
Oh, no, he's still going.
He's still going, yeah. Monday's still going. And what about? Oh, they had a good win against Bulldogs. Oh, that was the thing, Buddy. You were talking about Buddy the other day.
Yeah, what happened?
Buddy Franklin has talked that he's going to go to Brisbane.
Go to Brisbane.
And then I think that's been shelved. There's nothing there. And then
How does that happen?
Apparently, I don't know what's going on there because there was a Channel 9 reporter in Brisbane. Obviously, was speaking to someone in his management firm and said they're going to move back to the Gold Coast and something, they tried to put 2 and 2 together and thought, all of a sudden Brisbane needs a forward because Daniel McStay's going to Collingwood, and then they've run with the report. Unbeknownst to Brisbane, obviously unbeknownst to Sydney, because Sydney and Buddy were apparently about to agree on a contract. They were about $50,000 apart. And then I think with all the speculation, Buddy's now come out over the weekend and said, no, that's it. Contract negotiations off until the end of the year, till he can sit down with his family and think about his football career and its future. So Buddy kicked 4 goals yesterday, but he might likely just retire. at the end of it. So that'll be one to follow at least. But I know that was blowing up Friday. I wasn't here. So I think that's a little bit of an update.
The Swans won the flag because we forget they're up there.
Yeah.
He's gone, right? You'd think he'd retire.
Well,
if they won a
as
flag.
a nice way to finish. Yeah, or maybe. Yeah.
Cross style.
That'd be a nice way to go out.
Or if they win the grand final, maybe he'll be worth a lot more.
Yeah, well, the problem is the salary cap. It's hard to pay a player at 36 years old to pay him too much more. Anyway, I think Buddy just wants to enjoy his last few weeks. Let him go and you just enjoy it.
The whole age thing in football seems so arbitrary.
It's just their bodies, Swanee. It's a hard game. They get all rickety.
I know, but sometimes they don't.
Yeah, true.
That's a good point, Swanee.
You know, that's what I mean. It just seems so arbitrary. It's like some people, for example, Nathan Jones, fit as a fiddle still.
Still running triathlons.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And then other people at 36,
I love how you said this, though, Swanee, because that was one of the quotes attached to Buddy wanting a new contract. Apparently he said to Jacinta, his wife, like, I'm not sure if they've got hidden audio of his house, but apparently he said to Jacinta, I feel like a 21-year-old again.
Really?
So that quote got traction. All of a sudden, that was out there.
Right.
Saying this is why he wants another
A
contract.
source close to Franklin.
Yes. Swanee, you've lived in that world. You know what it's like. What about Carlton? My boys beat Carlton yesterday.
Jesus.
I think Carlton's going to miss the final.
They might.
Can you believe it? Come on, Vossi.
This is crazy.
Do something with them down there. They've just collapsed. They started the season 10-2.
Yeah.
The Blue Baggers. They play Melbourne next Saturday night at the G, and then they play Collingwood on the final Sunday of the season.
They have to win at least one of those games.
At least one of them now. Western Bulldogs breathing down their throat. I think it's going to be Richmond, and the Bulldogs fill up 7th and 8th on the ladder.
Ouch.
It could be percentage that get the Carlton miss out.
Absolutely, it could be.
Oh, my God.
Come on, Vossi. Fix them up, for God's sakes. And on Saturday, not a great game of football, Swanee, but Essendon played GWS. Not exactly a blockbuster.
No.
GWS's colours, do you know what they are, Swanee?
Orange.
Orange. Not often.
And white.
Orange and white. Sometimes they go with a charcoal, but usually orange and white, Swanee. But usually the colours, not often referred to by the commentators, usually called by their full name, GWS, or their mascot name, the Giants. In this case, Kelly Underwood, she decided to go with something else.
So since Ben Hobbs kicked that goal early in the third quarter, it put them up, the Bombers, by 11 points. It's been 7 consecutive goals to the Orange team. Orange team.
To the...
Orange team.
Say it, see it, Kel. Say it, see it.
Who am I commentating again?
Who are they?
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
You know, I've started to think critically about the reasons I do the things I do. And I really recommend it. Sometimes you just go, why do I do that thing again? And then I go, oh, society.
Aha.
Society.
Yeah, and you just build these routines.
That's it.
Or these habits, Swanee. You go, I don't know why I do it. I just do it.
That's right. You just do it. And then if you think about why you're doing it and you go, hang on, do I actually want to do this?
Nah.
For example, me wearing runners every day. That's not really the accepted thing.
Since Jerry Seinfeld did it, I'd say it's okay, mate.
It's not really.
Come on.
It's not really. But I do it anyway because it pleases me.
Absolutely. Like Sam leaving the house, he puts a dinger on every morning.
Correct,
That's it.
John. Yeah,
But,
it's the
you know,
same. It's
He's
the same.
prepared.
He's had a partner for 15 years, though.
Yeah.
He's prepared.
Who told him not to, okay? And he's critically thought about that and he thought, I'm going to do this. This pleases me.
Safety first.
Do you know what I did yesterday? I kept on looking at my bedroom going, this is so messy all the time. Why? And it's because there were pillows lying all over the floor all the time.
How many pillows you got on your bed?
I reckon 8.
That's unreasonable.
I don't want to be sexist about this, but what is it with you girls and your infatuation with pillows?
I agree.
Like, honestly, it's like going through a maze trying to go to bed every day. If you're first to bed.
Can I tell you, controversial opinion, it's stupid. You don't need that many pillows.
That's
and I
my
know
case.
that this is an outrageous thing because yesterday I was looking in my room and I thought, why do I have so many pillows? Why? And this morning Jack said to me, who told you to have so many pillows?
That's
and I
right.
said, society.
Yes.
Society
It's all
told
those
me.
magazines.
It's so stupid, ladies.
Gardner.
You only put your head on one pillow.
How many?
How many pillows?
7.
Jesus.
How many heads do you have?
I have one head.
How many pillows do you actually sleep on?
Yeah, I'd probably use 2 of them, I'd say.
2.
Yeah, I
So
can't-
why do you have an extraneous 5 pillows?
Because it looks so nice.
Who sees it?
Who cares?
Me, I see it and I like the look of it.
So
That's about
yesterday...
it. Mind you, my wife has built the Great Wall of China between me and her.
Yeah, so maybe she needs...
It's getting bigger by the week, Swanee, honestly.
So during the night, do they go on the bed in between
In between.
you? See,
Like honestly,
Yeah.
it is bigger now than the Great Wall of China.
See, I sleep alone, so they're just on the floor. And then I wake up in the morning and I pull the doona up to make it.
Yes.
And then they're still on the floor. And then maybe once a week I'll put them on the bed. But the rest of the time, there's 7 pillows on the floor.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
nuts.
Yesterday, I picked up any pillow that I don't actually put my head on and I stored it away.
Burnt it in a drum.
He should have burned it, actually.
I stored them away. I'll find something to do with them because they're nice pillows. I stored them away and now my bed has a surface for my body to sleep on, a surface for my head to rest on. My favourite pillow. There's only one.
Where do you put the pillow? Do you put it in the middle of the bed or on one side? Because
On
it
one
looks a bit
side.
uneven if it's
On one side, and then there is one on the other side just for symmetry.
Okay, righto.
And then I made the bed, and that was that. I want some victory
How much do you
music.
feel? How much
Absolutely.
better do you feel?
I feel
Yes.
amazing. And I'm telling you, ladies, think about who told you. Who first told you to have a stupid amount of pillows on your bed? Was it the wonderful bed linen companies?
Was it Oprah?
Was it Adair's? Was it Bed Bath and Table? Who was it? You can still have a lovely bed linen. It's
probably Ellen.
Probably Ellen.
Ellen. It might have been Ellen.
Yeah.
You don't need that many. They're clogging up your chakras.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
Mars Singer kicked off last night.
Who is that?
Have a listen to the pipes of this man.
Bad habits lead to late nights, sending along
That's hot.
conversations with a stranger.
That's hot.
That's hot.
Swanee, the mask of the night came off and it was bloody toadfish.
Bloody Ryan Moloney. Welcome, my friend.
G'day, guys. Thanks for having me again.
I just want to say, you were the knight last night. You were holding your own head, and I want to give you 10 points for pointing the microphone to the head and not to the cavity where your head would have been.
Smart.
So he sang with the microphone under his arm. It was very funny. My daughter loved that part.
Oh, good. Excellent. Thank you. Yeah, I did have my hands full.
Now that I hear that it was you, I can hear that it's obviously you. How was the process for you?
Oh, look, I spent, not being a singer, it was all I really wanted to do was just not stuck. So I'm pretty happy that it's not that embarrassing.
Did you feel objectified that I commented on your powerful thighs?
Look, you just got to roll with these things. Just kind of like, oh, well, if that's floating your boat, cool. All right, there you go. And the honey badger. The honey badger was a pretty good guess, to be honest.
Yeah, I guessed
Did
the
you go
honey
the honey
badger.
badger?
I did.
Well, it was a lot closer guess than Mel B's guess. I was very surprised when she's tossed out this one. Just listen to the audio, Toadie.
So when I hosted in Melbourne Dancing with the Stars, I met Brendan Favola.
Yes. Yes.
I can never say his name.
Favola. Brendan Favola.
Fabola.
Yeah, I reckon Fev's got to be pretty happy with that one.
I didn't think she would have known who Fev was. Do you reckon there's any chance the producers would have been in her ear going?
She
Fev?
worked with Fev. Apparently she knows him quite well.
Where'd she work with him, on the radio?
No, on a
Subway?
on a TV show. Like I can't remember which one it was. but
Memorable.
She knows him quite well.
Yeah?
Apparently-
Well-
Dancing with the Stars, maybe. Yeah.
Hey,
Something.
Ryan, you're a beautiful show-off just like us, so I'm assuming you love karaoke. Do you love karaoke?
I don't mind a bit of karaoke, but normally it doesn't sound anywhere near that good. So it's normally after a few drinks and it's just kind of screaming into a microphone.
Mate.
I didn't think that would cut it for national TV.
You sounded pretty good.
Yeah.
It sounded like you altered your voice slightly, though. You don't sound like a man driving a bulldozer, which is your current job at the moment.
Not yet, right?
Yeah, mate, I don't have the ability. I'm not that good at singing, to be honest, to be able to alter my voice. No, look, it's one of those weird things, you spend like a month, locked in the cupboard doing Zoom meetings with your singing teacher, and then you turn up and they go, okay, so now we're going to record you, and that's the first time you've actually heard yourself through a microphone. So I was like, oh, okay, I don't need to sing like that. So it completely changes how you sing. And you're like, okay, all right, well, I think I've got this now after going through it once. And then they give you some in-ear buds. So then you're hearing the foldback and you're hearing, the backing tracks and all this kind of stuff. It's all so completely new, and you kind of don't really have much chance to get used to it. And then at the end of it, when they take your head off, then they get rid of your earbuds and your microphone, and they give you a handheld, which is something completely different again. And you're like, oh, my gosh, this is pretty scary. I hope this really doesn't suck.
So you learnt that Ed Sheeran song, which you nailed, by the way. Did you have any others up your sleeve before you were unceremoniously unmasked?
Yeah, I did, actually. And, look, the Ed Sheeran one was pretty high for me. And so it was actually pretty hard. And that was the worst song that I had, to be honest. So I was really looking forward to having a crack at some of the others.
What were the others?
Oh, we had Super Freak. That was the next one.
Swanee.
Great song.
Damn it.
Now, the last time we saw you was the last day of Neighbours, the finale. Yeah. How's your life been since that?
Oh, pretty normal. I've been going to school. I've been hanging out at home doing farm fencing, taking the kids to basketball and go-karting. I've been enjoying myself.
Ryan, what did you do on the night? Tell us exactly. I want to picture it in my head where you were watching, who you were with.
Which night? Oh,
the night of the finale.
Singer?
No, the finale of
Neighbours.
We've had enough of the Masked Singer. Now we're back to Neighbours. All right, cool. So what did I do? Well, actually, my son had chicken pox, so we had to stay at home. So literally, we just stayed at home, had a nice pasta and a bottle of red, and watched Neighbours. So it was quite nice.
I thought COVID would have killed chickenpox. I didn't realise that was still a thing.
Absolutely, me neither. Hey, just a quick one before you go. A lot of the contestants on The Masked Singer do it for their kids, so that when they're unmasked and their kids are watching it, they're like, oh, my God, we didn't realise it was you, Dad. Did you have that amazing moment with your kids?
Look, having teenage kids, their biggest concern was that I just wasn't going to embarrass them at school. And so we went over to my brother's house who've got little kids, so I had to borrow somebody else's kids to get that moment. It was nice.
Well, mate, it was awesome. The Masked Singer.
And he duped us the other day. When he was in here, he duped us. Well, he knew that he was on The Masked Singer, and so did Christine. Yeah. And they just downplayed it. I think you may have even got asked about it at one stage.
We were very good, weren't we, Ryan?
Oh, we were. We didn't even share a knowing look between each other.
What?
No.
It continues 7:30 tonight on Channel 10, The Masked Singer. You did great. Ryan Toadfish Moloney. And final question, in one word, who would win in a fight between monkeypox or chickenpox?
Chickenpox.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
And when I think of Jennifer Coolidge, Stifler's mum, I think of this song.
Is that from the movie, is it? I don't think I've ever seen American Pie.
Swanee, it's unbelievable.
Is it?
For the family.
Especially Stifler's mum. I didn't even know her name, Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah.
I think she's just known as Stifler's mum.
She is such a great woman.
She was talking about after being Stifler's mum, Swanee, how it just shot her to superstardom and obviously made her a little bit more sort of on the market, if you know what I mean, when it came to the opposite sex.
Prolific, John.
I got a lot of sexual action from American Pie. There were so many benefits to doing that movie. I mean, there were about like 200 people that I would have never had slept with.
Yes, Coolidge.
200 people.
Brilliant.
Now, that was great. That got my attention, Swanee, but I thought, oh, yeah, that's good. It'd be great if we knew somebody. Well, it's been revealed over the weekend. Our boy, Ash Williams, hooked up with her in the back of a cab.
I cannot believe, after all the hours that we have spent together,
mate,
he never told me.
You have walked around the equivalent around Australia, Christine Swan. I can't believe
he's
he
never
hasn't
said
spoken
a word.
about it.
Son of a bitch.
Well, it says here in the paper. He was one such conquest, and the T shared a kiss in the back of a taxi, which was the most romantic thing to happen to me in the back of a taxi that year.
Who said that? Ash or
I'm not sure.
Jennifer
We need to get to the
Coolidge?
bottom of it, so we're going to have to get Williams on.
Jack, we need to pencil a whole break and just let him tell us from start to finish what happened.
Well, he might come in.
Yeah.
He's fairly free. I reckon if we get onto him now,
Yeah.
he could just come in, free coffee, and he's here.
You reckon today we'll get him?
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, I do.
There's a lot of jokes around that. Stifler's mum in the back of a taxi, having a pash with her, Ash
I love
Williams.
it.
I'm sure he can work something up
I
for us.
cannot wait to talk to him about it.
In great detail.
Oh, that's hot.
Free coffee's coming up. I'll tell you where straight after Ash's news. Good morning.
Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
Feels like a great Monday already. Things just got even better with Sam Pang.
Good morning, Melbourne. And it's wonderful to see you all. It's wonderful to be alive.
You look fresh.
I am fresh.
You shouldn't.
I'm filled with... Why?
After what happened on Friday, you should not look fresh.
There's no puff about you today.
No, you know
No,
what?
there's no
You're
puff.
tipping him into the pot plant,
No,
were
I
you?
was not. Full disclosure, Christine, I went out with a couple of the younger members of the team.
Yes.
And we'll hear about that in a minute. But it was wonderful. I said to Jack and Deano, I'm yours.
You look reinvigorated.
Well, you know why? Because I saw a very crisp performance on The Masked Singer last night, and it just started my weekend. It started my weekend off well, or week off well. Where are we?
I don't know,
It's
man.
Monday. It's Monday.
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
This is what happened over the weekend.
News, sport, drama and entertainment.
Heavy on the
It's the
entertainment.
weekend that was with Sam Pang.
It was entertaining for me, Christine. I don't know how entertaining it was for anyone that came across me on for Friday, which started, by the way, with a charity lunch. So
By
I
the
just
way,
want-
13, 24,
I know.
10, if you saw Deano or Jack or Sam in the wild on
geez,
Friday night,
that's a bit dangerous.
I'd like to
Christine.
know.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what I remember.
You would have been lovely.
No, I'll tell you what I remember. I remember, obviously, you get me late. Would you like to have a photo? No problem at all. I just remember taking a lot of photos with people and also thanking a lot of people for having me. There's a lot of venue changes, Brownie, which usually is the death of a night. Yeah, usually you lose momentum.
Yeah.
But this one just...
Can you take us through the
All right.
changes in...
Well, I started at there was
Location?
a charity event for kids,
No wonder you drank for another 14 hours.
just to get over.
Just to get over the pain.
It's for kids
Walking
first.
away envelopeless.
Yeah, that was your
jeez.
phone. It was for kids first, and it was a Ross Stevenson charity, and I said no problems and quick chat on the stage, and then that was it. But yes, of course, it hurt when you just slink out of there with the.
It's good. I'll get to the quick chat next. If you want more of an update on what we've spoken about.
But then at 3:30, so I had a couple at the charity lunch. When I realised, I'm not getting an envelope, I thought, no, I'll pump a couple in. But then I met Jack and Deano at Garden State.
No. You guys started at Garden State, but
What
how was
time?
that? I missed that part.
Well, that was 3:30, and it was a crisp start. I was just
well oiled.
Then it didn't take long, Swanee, before we were at Bar Bam Bam.
Bar Bambi, brother.
Bar Bambi.
On Flinders Lane, just off Flinders Lane.
Popped in there and had some. I lined the stomach though. Just food there.
Kahlua and milk.
Should have. There was a lot of shots very early in the night. Not a lot of it. It's just too many. And
Sorry,
anyway,
did you say shots? On the way out, the guy who owned it, who sounds like a super spy, Nick Russian,
Oh yeah, that's right.
plied us.
Yeah, but
We couldn't escape. Big start.
So, Swanee,
At
usually
5 p.m. or something.
Well, I think it was dark by then. But you're at a.
You think it was? Yeah, it's underground.
Yeah.
That joint. Of
It
course
is
it's
too.
dark.
That's right. And then, so already I've been at 2 more venues than I usually am.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
usually go out to dinner and then just, go home or go out to lunch. All of a sudden, it's about 7 o'clock. Feels like I'm at my 3rd venue.
Yes.
I look out and I go, I don't even know where I am. Jack, I said, where are we? He goes, we're at a beer launch in Port Melbourne.
Venue 3.
How did you get there? Cab?
Uber.
I want to say...
You don't want to say...
Unicycle.
I thought it was one of those scooters. No. Already, venues are piling up.
Yes.
And then as...
Tuk-tuk.
Then
Pang was doing his vape trick where he goes up to someone with a vape, asks when they had COVID, and if it suits him.
Oh, yeah. That is not... Is it? Well, it might have been.
Yeah, I think it is.
But there was a lot of... I remember this, Swanee. There was
I love that.
a lot of...
I'm gonna vape.
I don't
want
even
to qualify.
No, I
if I'm
don't.
gonna
Of course I don't vape. I'm an asthmatic. I don't even vape.
No,
But
you
it's just
don't.
funny, you know. It's like I asked someone for a cigarette and I put it in the wrong way. You know, got a light. You know,
Yeah,
it's
funny.
just
Good
a
stuff.
physical comedy. And then there was some it's a beer launch. So I'm in front of a media wall. I don't know where I am. Thank you for having me. There's a lot of this one. There's a lot of this. Hey Sam, this is so and so. Oh, thank you for having me. Yeah, it's not his joint. He's just a punter. No worries, mate. Good on you. There was a lot of that.
And then the footy was getting close.
That's
so I'm
right.
like,
Oh, that's right. We went back to Deano's.
yeah, and I'm like, oi, quick, get in an Uber. We'll catch the last quarter at my joint.
So watch the last bit of Melbourne Collingwood
What a
at
game.
Deano's place, which is a wonderful venue.
Hey, got a new table. You like it?
I thank Deano for having me when I was in there.
Surely after that,
Yeah.
once you get to a domicile,
Yes.
it's finished.
You think so?
I know.
You didn't go up and
I
sleep
still
up
had-
in the loft
The
where
cubby
you've got
house.
your photo. Your photo's up in his
I
bunk
asked
bed.
him if it's still there. I think he's grown up. I don't
Moved
think there's
it on.
photos of up.
I replaced it with Pluck a Duck.
Fair enough.
I would have thought we're at someone's house. This is it, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
Wrong.
We're at a place where we went to a club. I'm going to say it was called Misty Crystals.
Misty Crystals will do. That's close enough.
No, it wasn't. No,
Miss Collins.
Miss Collins.
Oh,
Why do you know it?
yeah, I've been to Miss Collins before. Yeah,
I haven't.
good joint.
I have too. There was a lot of dancing going on, and then we're in.
Macarena.
There was a big line out the front. We didn't wait in it.
Of course.
By the
not.
way, this is all
what
because of
sort of
Deano.
music? What sort of music
It
is
was
it?
pretty
with
much this
Collins?
shot song to some
Yeah, this is what I said at the start of the night. This is when I realised I may have erred in my philosophy for the night, which was you two. I'm going wherever you go.
Okay.
adventure.
Adventures, Christine. And then after
No. At Miss Collins, we got into the roof somehow.
Yeah, we're in a roof.
Oh, that's real grand fun.
How did you get into the roof?
Someone just took us. Someone just grabbed us and took us into
Up
the
to
damn roof.
like a little ladder?
a
or?
secret little hideout.
But how did you get into it?
Stairs.
Escorted there. As I
A
was
bit of Army Hammer about this.
being escorted. As I was being escorted up, I just thanked everyone for having me.
You were so grateful.
I tell you what,
How'd you get up there? Was there like a ladder that pulled down out of the roof for a spiral staircase?
no, but that's a good idea for a club, by the way. So you know, there's areas that there's the dance floor and there's this area. If you pull something and then end up in
Yeah.
the roof,
the roof, yeah.
and then where do we see? We saw a few people. And
We saw
then-
Byron there. Remember Byron from Fifi Fev and all that?
Yes, I do.
He just appeared out of nowhere.
Lovely
In
man.
the roof.
In the damn roof.
I thanked him for having me, and then
I love how 'cause some people are angry drunks, sad drunks. Sam's a grateful drunk. So
I'm happy.
grateful.
I'm happy. And then that I would have thought that's the end.
Nah.
But no, I remember the words. I don't know what time it was, but I would have been on it for 14, 15 hours. Let's go back to my house and watch a movie. That's what Deano
yes.
said. But I said, oh, yeah, cool. Let's get some, what about food? He goes, I said, Uber Eats? He goes, no. I've got this place on the way home. It's a cracker. Mate, this was the worst joint I've ever seen in my life, right?
really?
It was the brightest. I don't know what was brightest, Swanee, the lights or the fluorescent chips. The chips were not a normal colour.
Yeah,
Looked like
I know exactly the sort.
Chernobyl chips, right?
Yeah.
And then
But on the menu, pizza, kebabs, chicken.
Everything.
Broad range.
And then I remember standing there, right, in the brightest of lights you've ever seen. I know, like I said, the chips, I had chips and the lights, and then I look around and there's a space. I said, I'm pretty sure this restaurant, as soon as they close, they may hold cockfights here. I'm not kidding you. This is where, that's the feeling. But I'll tell you the takeaway for me, Brownie, because I got home at 4 a.m.
Yes, jeez, it's a big one.
You know what, mate? I am an old boxer, right?
Yeah.
I've still got 12 rounds in me, and I've still got a knockout punch.
Oh, yeah.
I just spaced my fights out. Right?
yeah,
So I had
okay.
12 rounds
Right.
on Friday,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I can't fight again for about a year.
Chrissie, Sam, and Brownie.
I love it sounds like it was a great day on Friday, Sam. So big and so good that it was chronicled in the papers over the weekend. It was fantastic. Yeah, Sam's day, especially the lunch where he was at the 3AW lunch, Swanee, and obviously it was a big hit. It was fantastic. Some of the material up there that went through. So good it was that they chronicled pretty much his whole time up on stage and some of his zingers.
God, you can't do anything, Sam.
May I I just want to let you know, I wasn't aware that, I was just there as... Shut up. I was just there as...
knocking him down.
I was there as a guest doing charity.
Charity work, yeah.
And it's also nice to keep your future employer sweet, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Ross and Sam in the morning.
Well, Sam, Christine, I'm glad you alluded to that because Sam certainly alluded to that on stage very early on when he was up there getting interviewed by Ross Stevenson.
Sure.
As just part of his sort of half an hour, or, it was probably, how long were you up there for?
I was only up there for about 10, 15 minutes, but for the audience, it felt a lot longer.
Well, not for the boss of 3AW/Channel 9, Christine Swan, when he was getting interviewed by Ross Stevenson, and Sam cheekily said, Greg, now this is Greg Burns, who is the big boss, the head honcho. Greg, obviously you are very important. I'm just letting you know I'm out of contract at the end of the year.
Bang!
Oh, you're on fire, mate. Good start.
Zing!
He said to laughter from the crowd. Is that in there?
Yeah, a lot of laughter.
Zing!
And he reached for the checkbook, apparently.
That? Zing!
And then Ross said, you'll head back to 3AW, won't you? That wasn't so much of a zinger.
What a great headline, though. Read it.
Yeah, the headline, producing the laughs went off with a pang.
Get it? Whoa! Like a bang, but better.
I love that headline. It's a beauty.
Oh, mate, I'll sign that for you.
Do you want it?
Yeah.
You can put it in the scrapbook or send it home to your parents. And some of the interactions with Ross Stevenson were fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Sam went into his history working in radio. He worked at Triple R. Christine Swan, that was his first paying job.
Why is this is your life? How has it turned into this is your life?
His first paying job was as a producer at 3AW. I was working on Sports Today with Clinton Gribus and Dwayne Russell. A little known fact about Sam, isn't he? He's been behind the mic as well over the journey. And then his first time he met Ross Stevenson, the great Ross Stevenson, and you said, I remember the first word you said to me, Ross, white with one, thanks, Chief.
Stay down, Ross.
They would have knocked him down.
I was put on the spot. I didn't really have, it was a chat. And then I realised, there's a crowd in front of us.
And then he did the wristwatch after that? Absolutely. Is that what happened next?
The burger. He does the hamburger.
The crowd would have had the oxygen mask to drop out of the overhead cabin.
Ross said, listen, big finish, some puppetry of the penis gear. I said, what do you got, Ross? I'll go. I'm ready to go. Let's go.
That.
He does the wizard. I don't even know what that is.
Swanee.
It's like that I
The
imagine.
umbrella was a hit as well.
He's a big fan of the Bulldog.
There it is.
Yes, thank you very much. He spoke about his time as a footballer, and he talked about his nickname.
Well, I got asked about it. I didn't volunteer much of this stuff, by the way.
Yeah, but most of it we all know about. Why he called the Orchid, because, you need absolutely perfect conditions to thrive. That's what his teammates say.
That's like Oasis doing Wonderwall. We've heard that, brother.
Sorry. Hold on, a classic that would upset people if you didn't tell them.
Yeah, no, but he knew that. He knew that they needed something extra, so he added in. I haven't heard this one. That is not the nickname you want as a footballer. You want the Dominator. You want the Bulldozer, or whatever it is. So there you go. That was nice. I can't remember saying that. You must have been drunk. What else? What else did we have?
Oh, what else?
Logies. You spoke about your time at the Logies. You were fantastic.
Jeez, a lot of anecdotes.
You went into it and said, "I don't know if anyone saw the Logies, so I saved them." Well, a bit of a pat on the back there,
Swanee. How bad, Swanee?
So bad when it's out of context.
My stuff in print does not look good.
No.
We all know that.
Yeah.
This is why.
I did have that circuit. I wanted you to explain that quote.
What did
that mean?
It's a throwaway. It's like, Ross said something at the logo, said, did anyone see them? And they go, yeah. I go, yeah. So I saved them, you know what I mean? But, it's a throwaway.
It was good.
I don't genuinely believe I did that.
Well, I'm going to save you here because a good throwaway and a good way to sort of start, they're very early on you threw this one out.
It was for charity, by the way.
It was for charity. That's right. They were trying to raise a lot of money, and you alluded to that, Sam, when you opened up with, I have a $100,000 donation here to start things off. Pang teased the crowd before adding, after a perfect pause, Matthew Guy's Chief of Staff, Mitch Caitlin, has provided $100,000 to kick off today's event.
Good stuff.
That's better than good stuff. That's tropical stuff. It's a zinger to start.
That's great.
Thank you.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
This guy.
Number 35 for Richmond.
Hey there, Nathan, bro. Let's talk footy with you.
Hot off a win It's Nathan Broad.
Always good coming off a win.
Yes. Who'd you play on?
Robbie Gray this week, yeah.
Oh, how many did he kick?
One controversial goal.
Whoa! What do you mean controversial goal?
I was running back to the goal line and spoiled it, but it was about half a metre outside of the box. And it has to be within the.
Oh, I saw that.
Box. Yeah, so they gave it a goal.
I saw that. You didn't see it, Brownie. Obviously, watching a lot of footy.
Yeah.
I felt as though you were under pressure with Robbie Gray. Ball was in the air, so you tapped it through.
Yeah.
And then the umpire said you're not in the square, so it's a free kick right in front.
Little known rule, that one.
Mate, just keep that microphone there. We want to hear you crystal clear because Richmond are in the 8 and with momentum, John.
But you lost your captain, though.
What?
You lost your captain, haven't you?
Yeah, he went under for surgery last week on his hammy, and then we lost Nick Vlost on the weekend early as well. We got crunched by Big Dixon.
Hang on a minute. There's two opposing stories within this very show. Sam just said Richmond are in the 8 with momentum, and yet earlier on, Jonathan Brown, world-famous football pundit, said Carlton and Richmond are not going to make the eight.
No. I said Richmond and the Bulldogs will. I said Carlton's going to miss.
Well, that's not.
I feel like
that's not official. That's not official, by the way. Just as you say it. Just as you say it doesn't make it.
You know what? I was doing my ladder.
That's
well
right.
done.
No, you
Well
said
done.
7 and 8. You
That's
did.
right. I
You
said
did.
7,
Correct.
8.
Sorry.
The Tigers have got Hawthorn
Sorry.
and Essendon, and the Dogs have got GWS.
Carlton's gone.
And the
Talk about it.
Well, just to point out that so Richmond are playing two teams that have nothing to play for. Is that right?
Yes.
And but so it could with Carlton's last game versus Collingwood. If they win that, they might be all right.
I know you'll be in the 8. You just need to win one, Sam. Win one. But that's wins have been hard to come by for the Blue Baggers, and you might lose Cripper. He'll probably most likely will be suspended.
That's enough Carlton chat while we're in Richmond.
Inside footy, who are the other teams watching? Like, who are the Tigers watching going, they're a problem?
Well, Carlton was the one, if they win a game, they think they go in the 8. So, but we won on the weekend. If we win the next 2, I think we're guaranteed the 8. So it's in our control, and we could finish 7th now, which we
Who
thought.
do you think is the best team apart from Tigers?
I think Geelong are probably the ones. Yeah, they're going really well. They've been there before. They've got experience in that. So I think they're the ones, yeah. Yep.
Interesting.
We've actually got Neil Barham in our corner though, and I know we bring him up a lot on this show.
Talk more
he had
about
he had a good moment on the weekend.
Oh, you did he?
We were leaving Adelaide yesterday, and we jumped on the plane, and we all buckled up, got into our seats, and then I overcame. If Neil Barham's here, could he please make himself known to flight attendants?
What an airport announcement.
Sniffer dogs.
Oh, my God. Can you imagine if we were at the same airport and we just heard that? We would have...
I would rush to the...
Rush.
Well, we were all on the plane. It came over through the plane. We were all buckled up, ready to take off. And
How could they not know who Neil Barham was?
they
exactly
wanted him.
right.
What did that? So what happened?
So, like a few of us players, because we always play jokes on Barmy and that, we popped our heads up and had a laugh at each other, and we were looking for him to get up and no Barmy. And our property steward, Giuseppe, he called Barmy, "Where are you, mate?" And he's put it back on us. He goes, "I'm at gate 12, where are you blokes?" And we're all on the plane ready to go, and we were taking off from gate 14.
Barmy
at the wrong gate.
So did they wait?
He waited, he was very late, and then everyone clapped him once he got on the plane.
Barmy thinks he's such royalty in this game that he can just walk onto any gate. The plane will be at the gate I'm at.
He thinks he's royalty, and he's goddamn right.
He's right. And what seat did he have to go to? What seat was he in? Was he up the sharp end?
Yeah, no, he was at the back end, big Barmy. So
Right near the toilet.
Yeah.
Just got to ask, how's the reception to his newly released book gone at the club? Do you even know about it?
That's probably bad. I didn't even know about it, no.
I'll get you a copy. We've got a copy here.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, he's written a book. We're going to get him in.
I don't know whether he wrote it. I think someone else wrote it.
About Barmy?
Yeah.
Really? So now he's getting biographies written about him, unauthorised.
And it's beautifully written.
Unlike you, he had the good. He actually had the good grace to put the author's name on the cover. Anson Cameron, who's a very good writer.
Hey, Brodie, you got something for me?
Yes, I do actually. I got a couple of presents for you.
Yes.
This is a disgrace, Christine.
The other day, Deano
Who we get,
brought
who we
in
get?
3 Richmond Tigers jumpers to be signed by Brodie, and then at the end of the talk break, you maybe you sort of alluded to the fact that it wouldn't be bad just getting a couple of extras, like
dentist,
Bolton
man.
and Martin and Rewald on the jumper, just to sort of increase in value a little bit.
Brodie's he's a contributor on this show who's like a professional. He's not here to just get you memorabilia.
Does everyone want to chill out? Brodie offered. I just went for Brodie initially.
Is that how you took it? Like Deano brought in jumpers saying, Kazin, could you sign them? Did you feel under pressure to get more signatures, Nathan?
Well, I thought if whoever's getting these jerseys has just got my signature on it, it's not worth much. So I thought we better add some value to it.
did offer.
We'll put a few more on there.
Here we go. What are these bad boys worth?
Brownie, firstly, describe the yellow sash.
Signatures.
A lot of signatures.
Yeah, see, down the yellow sash, the sash, a typical place to sign them. Obviously,
All right, Jack Graham, number 34. It's good when they put their numbers. Jack Graham, you're there, Brodie. Bit awkward. You've signed it 3 times, mate.
Actually, I'm not sure who's on here.
Who else did you? So how did you get them
There's
signed?
so many.
We've got young Shea Bolton, probably informed player of the comp at the
Very
moment.
big. My dentist will love that one.
We've got Nick Boston.
Yes. More.
Who else we got along
More.
here? Jack Graham, Shane Edwards, Jaden Short.
I noticed the number 4's not here, though.
Nah, the big fella's not on there, unfortunately.
Still good.
Ricky Nixon can sign Dusty's name. That's fine.
Hey, Shea Bolton would be the best player in the comp at the
That's
moment.
huge.
Hey, Brodie,
Wait,
can you...
so hold on a sec.
Say it again,
Say that
John.
again.
Shea Bolton would be the best player in the comp at the moment.
That's big.
So you got number 29 on there. That's important, mate.
And said right in front of a current player.
I was going to say a bit flat.
Hey, Brodie,
Brodie's up there.
how does this work? What was the location for this, and what words came out of your mouth to get these men to sign?
I just chucked him in the locker room, so they know it's for a player, and the boys are pretty good. They scratch my back, scratch your back type of thing, so
Right.
they helped me out, which
I
was
like
good.
it. So no communication at all.
Nah, not on this one. It's left it there during training, and then they knew what to do. It's good.
Fantastic.
Quite often, this used to happen where you put them on the signing bench, and being up in Brisbane would be difficult, and then you would have to post them down to your mates in Warrnambool.
Well, we have
What a sad
They're big blow-ups when, you get phone calls to say, Acker hasn't signed it, or Voss hasn't signed it.
They send them back.
I'd send them back. What do you think I did? I get the Sharpie out and put a number 3 on there.
Sign it yourself.
Magnificent. Back in the bag.
Brodie's here, don't worry.
Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissy, Sam and Brownie.
Nathan Broad's here.
Nathan
Brodie.
Broad's here.
So Brodie would have been very excited this morning when your wife, or your fiancée, Taylor, she's in like the top 10 influencers, and your name was mentioned as the partner of Nathan Broad.
Slow news day, was it?
Yeah, you up and about, mate. You had a bit of a strut this morning when you walked in.
Oh, yeah, now
Quite a
that I
big
know
article.
that.
They were calling her and others the new A-list.
Hey, listeners, how's it feel, mate? Turning up to events as you're the handbag now, turning up to these A-list events.
Yeah, it's an honour to hear that. Yeah, it's really made my day, made my week, and
I'm sure you're very proud of Taylor, but do you think that you, by association, anytime you roll up to one of these events, considering who you are and what you look like and how you talk, do damage to her reputation?
Just Sam.
Just saying.
Sam. You're
I'm
not
normally the
gonna throw out
cameraman.
your charity lunch now, sorry.
Hey, Brodie, we like clubbing now. You want to come clubbing with us ever?
yeah, I heard. I was listening on the way in, and Bar Bambi and 3 or 4 joints, so I'm in. Count me in.
I think you'd be good company as long as we avoid karaoke. You, look, in fairness,
dear.
donated your services on last week
Mate.
for our competition, The Masked Ringer, where celebrities call in and sing a song. We've got to guess who it is. You chose, it was an unbelievable incognito choice. You chose the Tigers theme song. And this is what
we're
it
from
sounded like.
Tigerland. A fighting fury, we're from Tigerland. In any weather, you will see us with a grin, risking head and shin. If we're behind, we'll never mind. We'll fight and win. Oh, we're from Tigerland.
Tigerland.
Did you get the yellow and black out?
No.
Nah, I actually had to get it up. How bad's that?
No.
I had a bit of a brain freeze and had to get it up.
We've got the brain freeze.
Oh, no.
We're from Tigerland. I can't even think of the song now, mate.
Oh, jeez.
You've won premierships with that song, mate.
No one's safe here, are they?
What are you doing?
It was early. Can we defend this?
Nah, we can't.
No.
We can't.
It is hard to remember, though, out of context.
Yeah,
I've been asked to sing it before. Absolutely. It's hard to remember when you actually, because you're so used to singing it in one particular theatre. And then all of a sudden, if you have to sing it to your friends or in the car or whatever, you can't remember the words.
Right.
So he's used to looking to the left and Barmy's all excited singing and looking to the right and there's Dusty. And you sort of just go along with your mates. All of a sudden, if they're not there, you don't know the words.
Would you say I get a gig on Masked Singer, Chrissy?
No, you wouldn't.
No,
not this year. They're really good singers this year. Maybe the first season
Brodie,
you would have.
the heat's not going to end because right now.
Brodie's serious analytical footy question of the week.
Nathan. Against Port Adelaide, 36 other people had more disposals. What is it Richmond like about you?
I've taken up Dylan Grimes' role since he's been injured, and I rang him after the game. I said, hurry up, mate. I want you back so I can get my role back because she's a bit lonely down there deep.
Explain that for those who don't follow the game.
Oh, it's just, last line of defence, kind of like a goalkeeper, I guess, a little bit. So you don't get involved in the play as much or get up the ground, but it's all right. If we're going to keep winning, I'm happy to play it for the year.
Get back, Grimesy.
He's in the trenches.
Brodie. Ask him too about JK. We'll ask him about Josh Kennedy. So Deano loves him. He's a West Coast legend. Did you ever play on Josh Kennedy? He kicked 8 in his last game last night.
I haven't played on JK, but I've been front row seats to a few of his bags. He's a gun.
Did he seem like a ripper guy? Because from what I've got from others, even if you don't go for the Eagles, JK's a nice man.
Yeah, he's a real good fella. He's up the coast, kind of where I'm from. He's country boy, country WA, and he's a really good fella.
Did he ever kick a bag on one of your teammates?
Yeah, I reckon he definitely kicked 5 against us, but I reckon he's kicked more early days.
Who was playing on him?
Young Bolter, maybe early days.
Oh, okay.
Why weren't you on him? Was Richmond hiding you?
Yeah,
why would they not?
10 instead of 5. I reckon.
Brodie, what an exciting end of the season. Who you got again this weekend?
We got the Hawks and the Bombers. So,
huge.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
Chrissie, Sam, and Brownie.
The podcast.
Here we are on Monday, and I've got some good news for you.
Yeah.
Out on my walks, because I'm in nature quite a fair bit, I can see the exact sort of moment when the seasons are changing. And there's a lot. I know that this feels like it's been a rough winter. It's been very cold.
Oppressive.
Is the worst behind us, Christine?
The worst is behind us because I'm seeing so many blossoms. Yes. Lots of cherry blossoms, lots of sort of the Japanesey flowers, magnolias. Spring.
Jasmine. Has you got any jasmine yet?
I saw my first bit of jasmine yesterday.
You can smell jasmine, Brownie.
You can. So when you smell that smell, you go, we've got through the hardest of it.
John, how's your garden? Where's our wine?
The camellias look fantastic. The wine's ready to drink. And I do agree. There's a few blossoms starting to poke their
heads
the other day.
And you can just smell it. You can smell it when you're out there that spring is coming.
Right.
This is positive news.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
It's Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100.
How about some tropical stuff?
A lot of people don't know what tropical stuff is. Time now for a sense of the day. Just to give everyone a sense of the day as they wake up and they drive to work or they go to
Stirring
school.
rendition.
The Commonwealth Games has been, depending on who you talk to, it's been a hit or a miss. But it's been very successful for Australia. And the Diamonds have beaten Jamaica to make history. They've winning Australia's 1,000th gold medal, creating Commonwealth Games history. The Diamonds win over Jamaica. And it was a case, of course, of history repeating itself. The Diamonds going into the final break with a 6-goal lead. That's probably all the information you need to know. We won.
Great.
Absolutely.
Well, I think we got beaten too in the prelims.
By Jamaica, yeah.
By Jamaica, yeah. So
And
good crowds too of the netball. It's been huge crowds. Birmingham have really
turned it on.
Embraced it.
It's coming to an end. The closing ceremony is on at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, so hopefully you'll get here early and have that on.
Baker Boy.
Baker Boy will take centre stage.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes.
I got the Medigen. Yeah,
Yes, he does.
I needed some Medigen on Saturday mornings.
Is that because the next games are in Australia?
Absolutely.
Well done, John. The baton is being handed to Victoria because it's coming here in 2026.
Regional Victoria.
Regional Victoria.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Baker Boy will be joined on stage by Vanessa Amorosi.
Oh, yes.
And
Dennis Walter.
And Geelong Tesla and Geelong singer-songwriter
Dennis Walter.
So, no, Taylor Henderson, who I don't know him, but I'm pretty sure he has been described as a young Dennis Walter. So that's exciting.
Well, that is
for Dennis, for Taylor.
Unbelievable. I mean, Dennis is from Geelong as well and is a celebrated singer-songwriter.
Yeah, the Commonwealth Games in March 2026, Brownie, so they're on their way.
See your calendar.
Absolutely. Now, a bit closer to home, Patrick Cripps will... Is the Patrick Cripps incident where he will face a significant match review officer scrutiny after a collision in yesterday's game? Is that the biggest story in the football world at the moment?
Well, it is because...
Why?
Because if Carlton lose the next 2 games, they won't play in September, which is very unlikely considering they started the year at 10-2. But it was an incident where he was competing for a ball and he got to the ball slightly late, and Callum Archie for the Brisbane Lions was concussed and obviously substituted out of the game. So there's a bit of conjecture when Carlton's best player and captain potentially will miss 2 weeks. If you go to the table, which I don't really understand, but there's got this tribunal, these table of offences, Swanee, to save having to have all these tribunal hearings. And on the table of offences, it says the Cripper will get 2 weeks.
Whoa.
Which would rule him out of the rest of the home and away season. Sam, your thoughts
Are
as a
there
Carlton
2
supporter?
axes you can see? So
Yes.
we've got this one and then there's the player and, looks like 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's
Look
pretty
at
much
Swan,
what
he
it
does
is.
not care because Richmond are just strolling into the 8 at the right time of the year.
Oh, yes.
With their win over Port Adelaide means they're in the 8. With Hawthorn and Essendon to go, they win those 2 and then the Tigers are in.
I can't wait to see Greg, the lollipop guy at my school.
He'll be wigging out.
He will be so happy.
Let him know. Let me know what he says, will you?
For what it's worth, Cripper should not get suspended. They should use the Willie Rioli case at the start of the year in round 1 as precedent, which you can use at the tribunal if he is cited. But Cripper, if Cripper gets suspended for something like that, I'm disappointed in the direction our game's going when it comes to these contests where players have only got a split second to make a decision.
Be careful, mate. You're not on Fox Footy now. You're actually saying something. You know that, don't you? You all right?
Did I say something?
You just think you did.
Can't remember. It's
Also,
like you at the lunch with all those zingers. You didn't realise it was going to get printed.
Also, John, you had this to say too about Buddy Franklin, Swanee, has put off contract talks with Sydney or with anyone till the end of the year.
Yeah.
Brownie on Fox Footy. Oh,
I can't remember what I said.
Buddy.
Stuart, Buddy.
He might have had a chat to his manager too and pulled the manager and said, stop leaking stuff to the press. I'm sick of reading stuff in the paper about me, so I'm not sure whether that's been great. I don't think Buddy's liked all the speculation around him over the last few weeks.
Whoa.
Is there a question attached?
No, just wanted to play it.
Just want to enjoy that
Thought it was
moment.
hard-hitting audio. Slightly arousing. The thing I would say too is that this is all over the shop today. But I just wanted to say, you want tropical stuff. You want our wonderful leader over there. Her first guest on the Masked Singer last night, Brownie. I don't know if you saw it, but you went hard early, Swanee.
Hey, now this is
Far left.
Far left.
I haven't heard
Yeah,
this.
Here we go.
All right, Chrissie Swan, this is where the rubber meets the road, mate. Who's behind the mask?
Nick Cummins, the honey badger.
When with the honey badger? When with the honey badger, Swanee?
My daughter said that was a great guess. And
You just
she
wanted
was
him-
sure it was him.
Were you sure it was him, or you just?
I thought it might have been.
I thought
yeah,
he was
but-
too high though.
Well, no, but
I
you
thought-
just don't know. We've never heard the honey badger sing, and he had those powerful thighs, and I thought definitely rugby.
Good point.
And there were lots of roses in his package. But yeah, I thought you were going to play. My first guess was actually Freddie Flintoff,
Oh, your mate.
my best mate.
Best mate. Has he called you back yet from 3 years ago?
Well, it was about 8 years, and no, not once. There's been absolutely no acknowledgement
Dog.
of
You went
our beautiful and abiding friendship that
You went
blossomed
with
in the
the honey
jungle.
badger, who I thought would probably never do television again. But that's interesting from you.
I know, that was the
Considering-
one downside, but I thought, well, look, maybe he wants to surprise us all.
Anyway, well
God,
done.
he was a miserable interviewee, wasn't he?
well
He was
done.
having a bad day.
He was. Well,
Yeah, well.
he was the Bachelor.
Yeah.
Hey, Top Gun Maverick. which you say is a good movie.
Still haven't seen it. It's still playing.
It's toppled Titanic as the 7th biggest film ever at the US box office. $622 million. That's a lot of money in ticket sales.
Bigger than Titanic.
Bigger than Titanic.
God, the pandemic was good for some, wasn't it? That wouldn't have made a ripple if it wasn't for the pandemic.
You take that back.
Take it back. I won't. No. Can't make me. Not even if you do puppetry of the penis and make a Top Gun.
That would be
I take it back?
a great mashup.
Yeah.
I think it's probably helped. The extra time maybe helped them tighten things up a little bit. And, maybe add to the storyline.
And our desperation to go to the movies.
I just want to finish with this last thing, but because the world of rugby league, we don't cover too much unless the Storm are up and about.
Last night on The Masked Singer we did.
With what?
The Honey Badger.
It's rugby union.
Oh.
Christine.
Swan! You should know that being living in Queensland for a small
true. No, but
period of
listen, there's
I was basically in a coma the
There's
whole time
one thing,
I was
we've played him over the 70s. I played him a bit because Ricky Stewart coaches the Canberra Raiders, Swanee, and his press conferences are notoriously exciting when he loses.
Yeah.
Right? He's grumpy. He doesn't hide it. It's the ref's fault. Yeah, like it's really good, and he does it's pretty
Fantastic.
consistent.
I love Ricky.
He's very refreshing.
He's passionate.
He's not.
You know, things are going to be exciting if there's a Ricky around.
Yes.
There you go. There's a rule for life. Anyway, one of his players, Swanee, got kicked by one of the opposition players from Penrith called Jamin Salmon. Right. So Jamin Salmon went on report and will face the judiciary and all that sort of stuff. Right.
Yeah.
Ricky Stewart is asked about it after the game. Right? This is Ricky Stewart as he's at his diplomatic best.
Where Salmon kicked Tommy, he ain't on. And I've had history with that kid. I know that kid very well. He was a weak-gutted dog as a kid, and he hasn't changed now. He's a weak-gutted dog person now.
Do you know how big this story is north of the border?
Weak-gutted dog.
That's a coach. That's a coach of an NRL team talking about an opposition player, calling him a weak-gutted dog. Twice, Brownie.
And not saying that he performed in that way on the field.
No.
That's him. He was like that as a kid, and he's like it now.
One more into the ads.
I'm happy to.
Yes.
Where Salmon kicked Tommy, he ain't on. And I've had history with that kid. I know that kid very well. He was a weak-gutted dog as a kid, and he hasn't changed now. He's a weak-gutted dog person now.
AFL coaches should loosen up. You know what I mean? Just speak your mind.
Weak-gutted dog.
Well, what the money owe me for that rowing machine? You're a weak-gutted dog, Pam.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Look McGregor. Comedian Rose Haven and pizza delivery.
So much to talk to you about, Luke.
Thank you. Full disclosure, I am a little hungover today, but no one's vomiting in the studio, I promise.
You wild man. What did you get up to?
Nothing, just patted myself on the back for too long after the show.
Were you celebrating the 251st episode of Have You Been Paying Attention?
The 251 was the big one. So, yeah, it was a shame we couldn't get the Prime Minister back for that one as well. But
I would like to defend you, because considering we did the show last night and it's on tonight,
yeah.
If I was you, I would have celebrated as well. You were in rare form.
Thanks, buddy.
You were a pistol. You were a joke pistol.
I apprate it.
That's all
that's what I've been tweeting out in my hundreds of bot accounts, getting people psyched.
It is a great lineup tonight. You, of course, everybody's sweetheart. Geraldine Hickey, who I love. Kate Langbrook, who is a legend. And then Ed and Sam. I say that as if it's also Rands, but we're just used to your genius because you're there every week.
Always killing it.
It was a lot of fun, but yeah, it was very hard to keep up with Luke last night, bro.
I kept telling Sam to shut up.
Yeah,
I'm talking.
Get out of my way.
Watch this, and then I'd do a joke. Yeah, what do you think of that?
Watch this.
Yeah,
watch this.
It's an arrogant thing to say before a joke, but it's important. It's mind games.
Watch this.
Yeah. With McGregor, people don't realise this. The thing is, but it's a genuine wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah.
The macho head game starts straight away.
If you see him on the street,
yeah. Oh, mate.
I'm just. You want a selfie? Bang! Punch straight in the face. I had a selfie. I had three teenagers ask me for a selfie the other day. It was three guys, and they said, can we get a photo? I'm like, sure. And I stood next to them, and they said, what are you doing? And it turns out they wanted me to take a photo of them next to the new Minions movie's poster. So
Did they want your photo at all? Yeah.
No, they just wanted the Minions poster. And then they all sort of kneeled down next to it. And, it was a bit
that
embarrassing.
is fantastic.
But anyway.
Are you getting excited? Celia Paquola's about to have her first baby.
I thought you meant about the Minions movie.
I saw it yesterday. It's good. It's worth
It is
seeing.
actually good.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday. But it's very exciting when your best friend is having a baby.
She's about to have a minion herself.
She is having a minion.
Yeah.
Hopefully not a little Gru.
I had a whooping cough shot, so I'm ready to change nappies.
Are you concerned?
Concerned about that?
Yeah.
Some best friends get concerned about the shuffling of priorities. Are you worried that you won't be
I'll
her
do what I did
favourite
to
anymore?
Sam last night. I'll say, "Watch this" to the baby, and the baby will like, "Oh,
yeah."
Like it won't be able to speak for a year. So
Yeah, about a year.
I'll be way ahead of it. I'll have so many singers before the baby.
Are you going to be the godfather or something?
I'm not sure. I hope so.
If asked, would you do it?
Oh, actually, well, I don't know. I don't want to say because I feel like Sil's be forced to give. I hope. I've heard you're going to get it. Is in the
Sam.
She would not want to.
I've heard.
You wouldn't want to roll that dice. You wouldn't want to ask someone where you know you're going to get a yes, wouldn't you?
You like to turn it down?
No.
I think you just.
Of course not.
You're not allowed to turn it down.
Is it just bestowed upon you?
Yeah.
And you say, "Oh no, I don't want
It's a
that."
great honour.
No, wave it off.
You can't knock it down.
It's not a choice. It's not, hey, I'm thinking of this Y/N.
Just respectfully, no. Like, thank you, but nah.
Yeah, but then they say, "Well, you are." So
Yeah, well, that's right.
Yeah.
Polite decline?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you were asked to babysit the child,
Yeah.
but you had a date or you had a night out,
I'd bring the baby with me to the date.
Chicks love that.
Yeah, they love that. Yeah.
actually, yeah.
I did see a lot of coverage on Instagram and news.com and stuff about Courtney Act's show, Courtney's Closet. I haven't seen the actual show. Channel 10 seemed to make it very hard to watch the pilots of Pilot Week.
Only on 10 Play.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get into it.
Wasn't on the TV, I don't think.
And have you seen this?
I know the concept. It sounds amazing.
The concept sounds amazing. So it's just, ordinary people that submit themselves to become drag queens.
Yeah.
You looked unbelievable.
I looked like a villain in like a Young and the Restless movie, I think.
I think you looked so beautiful.
Like the mother-in-law who's like...
Do you have to guess? Is it like the Masked Singer where you have to guess who the person is?
No. It's not like
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what it is.
it's, what were some words that come to mind? Was it
That's every day. I work
confronting
with that every day, Luke. Every day. Yeah.
Just amusing
Luke,
myself.
what was your drag name? Were you given one?
Ginger Space. Because my dress was a rocket ship.
They've got it all wrong. This should be a guessing game.
It was.
You don't have to.
It was. Thanks for watching, by the way, Brad.
We couldn't find it.
so
I thought you just watched The Masked Singer and said, "Oh, that was great, Luke." No, it was the hardest part was once the dress was on. They said, "All right, Luke, so we're going to put the dress on you. So if you need to go to the toilet, this is it
Go
for
now,
the next 3.5 hours." And that was nerve-wracking because I didn't have to go at the time, but I'm like, as soon as I got
I hate that.
I have to go.
How long did it take for the makeup transformation and hair?
I think all up was maybe 4 or 5 hours.
Wow.
For the whole thing, but it was sort of filmed and Courtney did the makeup and then they put the dress on. And
what was your reaction to seeing yourself like that? How did you feel?
I started to sass the crew a little. I got like a little confident because it was hard to. I said it on the show, but I felt it was because I looked so glam.
Yeah,
it was hard to feel anxious because I looked like someone who was very confident, and I started to. I don't know. I was surprised at how much it sort of changed. Like it just got rid of some of the voices in my head because
that's so interesting.
When I looked at it, I'm like, oh wow, that looks incredible.
Hey, last night you've hurt your finger.
I did, yeah.
And you were about to tell me last night, but then the show started.
Oh, it was on a the electric scooters around the city.
Yes.
People dump in the river. I was lifting it up to throw it in the river, and I was putting the stand down, and I got my finger caught in the stand,
pinched,
and ripped a bit of skin off.
Brother.
I went to the emergency room and just kept saying, "I'm sorry. I know you got people with COVID and stuff, but I hurt my finger."
Poor man.
You didn't go to the emergency room.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
You weak gutter dog.
I'm sorry. I rang you and you weren't answering.
It reminds me, keep that for when Celia Pacola's baby comes, because you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let him go. Again, this is going longer than I thought it would.
Yes.
Why did you let him so? Because he bit my finger. So which finger did he bite? This little finger on the right. We got there in the end.
I'm going to need to hear it again to remember.
It's on his left hand, though, Swanee.
Swanee, good commitment.
Tonight, watch this lawless pistol.
You're a lawless pistol. You're a lawless joke pistol tonight.
Thank you.
With your 6-shooter full of jokes.
And also a reminder, one of the greatest podcasts I've enjoyed this year was Luke McGregor with The Imperfects. So get on to that. Have a listen to that. Also 10 play Courtney's Closet.
Right. And watch him coin the phrase, watch this, before he tells a joke.
Yeah, I also do it on The Imperfects when I'm talking about my anxiety. I'm like, watch this. And just unload about my childhood trauma.
Yes.
8:30 tonight. Have you been paying attention?
Wonderful to see.
We love you.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
Mystic Chrissie.
Very specific. You know those little individually wrapped coffee lollies?
I do know them.
Do they mean anything to you?
No.
I see the colour red.
The factory on the other side of the road has red brick.
What will she predict next?
Jess from Rosebud, welcome.
Hi. Great to be here. I'm excited.
Just before you start, Swanee.
Yeah.
What do you need? How much do you need from me?
Nothing.
Really?
Don't need anything from you, no?
You were on fire last week, Swanee.
I see a water sign around you, Jess.
Oh, a water sign?
Yes.
Well, I live at the beach, so does that count?
No.
What star sign are you?
Oh, water sign. Cancer.
That's a water sign.
Is it?
Yep.
Bang.
Yes, crab.
All right. These are with the attitude, Jess.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
I'm only joking. Jess.
I see a different sort of milk around you, like oat or soy.
Oh, Chrissie, I love myself an almond latte.
Big.
Nah.
Very big.
That's big.
It's pretty traditional now. Pretty stock standard now.
It's not. I don't have it. Oh, you do with your difficult guts, Sam. With your weak gutted dog coffee. I see a V-neck around you, Jess, and that indicates large boobs.
Ah, I do have big boobs, and I'm wearing a V-neck top right now. Chrissie.
Whoa!
Brownie, just move away from the microphone for a minute.
Come on.
You haven't missed.
You're in good form at the moment, Swanee.
You know, you ask that question, you get arrested. You know that, Brownie.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking it, but didn't want to say it.
Jess, what do I see? I see like a specialist brownie recipe, like a really great brownie.
Ah.
Well, I do buy the Aldi packet brownies.
They are the best.
I see a really
They
great
are the
brownie.
best. They're chewy. They are great.
I see a really great brownie every day. Every morning between 7 and 9, mate.
Listen, the fact that you're sucking up to Jonathan Brown doesn't change the fact that you're a weak-gutted dog.
That's right. I'll double down on that.
One more, Swanee. You're one more big hit from perfect success.
If you had a choice between a Honey Joy and a chocolate crackle, let's say it at the same time. 1, 2, 3, Honey Joy.
Honey Joy.
Whoa!
Get out of
Perfect timing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the timing was
amazing. The sync was unbelievable. Synchronicity was great.
Twins.
Incredible.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, no, you're good there, Chris.
That was amazing.
Jess, I'm going to...
Did you get one wrong?
No, not one wrong. Not a single...
Hang on.
Whoa, what?
The night is still young.
Oh, Jesus.
Why do I see Pilates around you, Jess?
Oh, because I probably should be doing Pilates.
But
she doesn't, though.
Settle down, Jess.
That does not... You go on to Nope. Double pass to see Nope, only in cinemas August 11, and a Daniel's Dozen. Daniel's Donuts. That's 13 donuts.
Enjoy that, Jess. And also, I love Kmart too. You love Kmart, don't you, Jess?
I love Kmart.
Wow!
You know this.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Everybody jump in glee. It's Sandy Lee.
The 100 starts at 8:45 p.m. tomorrow night on 9. He recently went on a holiday to Europe.
Cool. It's Andy Lee.
Welcome, Andy.
I wish that was Nine's promo as well. Just that song and that small little mention and then a comment on my personal life.
I noticed that the time slot for the 100 is 8:45. Are you going to bitch about that like Sam bitches about his front bar time slot?
I'll let you answer, sorry.
No, but in defence, like I've got a good lead.
You haven't got the equivalent.
What is wrong with
you? Haven't got the equivalent of Big Brother leading you in.
That was a cheap shot at 7.
I love the fact that Big Brother runs overtime.
When America's Got Talent comes back, then order will be restored. You're the worst at every morning, by the way. So you opened up a can of worms. Hey,
Can I say something? But Beck, my partner Beck, I was watching Best on Ground.
Best on Ground.
Yeah, Best on Ground. Saturday night variety footy show that Brownie's on. And Beck's like, Brownie doing that as well.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, she goes, he works too much.
Oh,
He goes, he works.
Interesting.
And I said, I was
glad
like,
Mum's glad Cole's in the car listening to this.
and I went, what? She goes, I'd hate that. If I was with Jonathan Brown, I'd hate that.
Oh.
And I went, oh, wow. I said, really? No, it's only seasonal. It's footy. And she's like, nah. No, I was like, well, I'm going to bring that up with him and see how that feels. Do you think you're working too much?
Well, it's seasonal. Like you said, it's footy season. So outside of footy season,
that's the question, John.
Yeah. So here's my second question, follow-up question. If Kyle's turns around or someone else in your life and says, you have to drop one of them, one of the jobs.
Good question.
Which one? Is it on the couch? Is it Best on Ground? Is it calling the games?
Is it this?
It can't be this beautiful radio show.
Anything to do with this weak gutted dog who I'm looking at across the microphone.
Some of your endorsements you could lose. Like big decisions. You've got a lot of options that you've got to drop them.
4 and 20 pie ad. Drop that one maybe.
Dairy. Toyota. Brown. CUB.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm looking for more. I'm not filling up the weeks.
Answer the question,
Well, it's
John.
cool having 3 kids, mate, just avoiding being at home.
Yeah, good, smart.
Maybe that's the job he'd drop, father.
Reckon he would, by the way.
I love the 100, and I particularly love the new segments. Is it rude? And couples court. Now, is it rude? Give us a synopsis of what to expect from that, because I've got a question for you.
Well, I'm giving away a little bit of a scoop. I'm going to give you a scoop.
Yeah.
Really, thank you.
I've got a recently out of work actor to help me with Is It Rude? Harold Bishop, Ian Smith is back, and I think it's his best performance ever. So what happens is we film little scenarios, like social situations, that he's involved, and then he turns to the camera a bit like House of Cards and goes, is that rude? So, for instance,
that too, wouldn't
he, dinner's being prepared for a dinner and 15 minutes early he rocks up to this dinner party, 15 minutes, and then he turns to the camera and goes, is that rude?
Oh, I love it.
So then the 100, so basically people wander through life not realising that they're rude bastards, but now they'll be able to see these scenarios and see what Australia thinks on every single scenario.
I've got a question for you.
I love it.
That's great.
You come over to my house.
Great.
I'm thrilled to see you. I say, hi, Andy, come in. And then I look at your shoes and I say, take your shoes off. Is it rude?
Great question. Not for my house because my parents did that to me, so it's deeply ingrained. But I don't have it at my personal house, but my parents' house.
To ask somebody to take their shoes off.
Yeah, I'll put it to the 100. I'll put it. I mean, that's what they're there for.
It's a bit unfair to ask Andy, by the way. Usually, rose petals are in front of him. It doesn't really apply.
I've just thrown my jacket in front, and you can walk on that.
You've definitely got to say, "Hey, do you mind if you take your shoes off?"
I don't think there's any amount of sweetener that makes it
rude?
not very rude.
Would it be rude asking Harold who his favourite character was on Neighbours?
As in, no, I think that's a basic interview question. That's fine.
That'd be okay.
I think that's fine. But look, well, the other one is asking someone their age.
Yeah, see, I don't find that rude.
Right.
I don't find that rude.
What about how much something costs? Like if I go, hey, nice sweater, how much does that cost?
Do you know what? That would be redundant because I would have already told you. If you'd said, if you'd said to me, hey, nice top, I would have gone, $29.99 from Kmart. I will offer that before it's
Really?
even asked.
Okay.
And going around the room, Brownie, I would assume, didn't pay for that. Do you know what I mean? That's when,
Yeah, free.
And with,
Yeah,
and with you, I look
Because
at you, I
what
go,
clothes cost money.
yeah, and with you, I look at it, I probably couldn't afford that. You know what I mean? So that's I don't have to. That's not rude. That's with clothes. It's
I
fine.
love Is It Rude?
Yeah.
I'd love a whole segment on the radio on Is It
it
Rude?
rude?
Couples court? What's couples court?
Couples court, we asked Australians if they're still in a disagreement with their partner, and they both think they're in the right still.
Yeah.
Come on, present the scenario, and 100 Australians will decide who's in the right.
I love it so much. I love it so much.
Kyles and Brownie can come on for how much he's working.
You don't think you're working? No,
Yes.
you don't think you think you're working about the right amount. Kyles may think that you're working too much, and then and go on Andy's show and they can decide.
It's amazing how it sounds
How
like
do you think that'll go?
sounds like you had a hidden camera on our lounge room last night.
In fairness to you, Brownie, you know you're working too much, but there's not too much you can do about it at the moment.
Well, you could say
I
no.
thought so. Well, there's a thing called Footy Says, as you said, Swanee.
Correct.
It's still on.
Oh, by the way, I want you to give up nothing because I love watching him on everything.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Thank you for your support.
don't disappoint the fans.
The whole fatherhood,
Australia
the
believe
whole
in you.
fatherhood journey. His kids are cute. They would get very easily adopted.
Yeah, but
out.
you can take a video and you can watch it back.
Is it too much punditry, though?
They
It's a
say,
lot
to me,
of
well, they
punditry.
say to me, kids grow up too fast. We disagree. We disagree. They grow up too slow, I
As you
think.
say,
But
Sam.
Dana makes a good point. You're half man, half pundit at the moment. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of punditry going on for 6 months.
That's right. It's footy season, Sam.
All right,
It's footy
settle
season.
down,
He's gonna hit
settle
you.
down. See, you're tired. You're working too much. Grumpy.
I think you're managing very well. For a very
Season
busy
3,
man.
mate. That's a good
Season
episode.
3, yes.
And who-
I'm as surprised as the
regular-
next person.
Regulars. Regulars.
Mike Goldstein back on, who you guys have had on before.
Yeah, he's great.
Sophie Monk, Tom Gleeson tomorrow night.
Fantastic.
Hamish Blake will be back. I asked Sam Pang, and he said due to contractual arrangements, he wasn't available.
Dog!
Yeah.
Mate, I've done a lot of Channel 9 time this year.
Hey,
Oh, yeah, he'll do Channel 9. Yeah.
Lying.
He was telling the Channel 9 boss the other day.
So it's
he's
just
out
me,
of
it's just me.
contract. Sam's up there doing a charity lunch, all that sort of
I've
stuff.
just come up with another question for Is It Rude?
Yeah.
Lying to your very good friend and golf buddy about your availability. Is it rude?
Oh.
Listen,
Oh, what's happened here?
it's hey Dino.
happened?
Look
Yeah,
at that.
let's-
It's not 3
hey.
minutes past 9.
Andy
It's supposed to
Lee.
finish at 9, mate.
The 100, Season 3, 8:45, tomorrow night on Channel 9.
I love Is It Rude?
It's good fun.
Oh,
No.
so good.
Mate.
See you soon.
See you soon, guys.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie. Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissie, Sam and Brownie. Oh, unless it's a weekend.
Over 100.